Alright guys, the wait for Demon Slayer Season 2 is finally over. The long-awaited continuation of the hit series that took the world by storm and very thoroughly stimulated the Japanese economy when it needed the most is here. And man oh man was this first episode an absolute treat and a very welcome surprise. Not in the sense of receiving it at all, as we here at Plot Armor have pretty much been counting down the days to the release of this season, but rather in regards to its contents. Now, we knew what to expect. It had been reported that Season 2 of the anime would be beginning with the Mugen Train arc, previously encapsulated within the first theatrical film. This actually being an approach we had seen from the likes of other massive series like Dragon Ball Super. However, when it comes to Demon Slayer, the quality to be expected is so great that we don't mind a rehash at all. In fact, it is honestly more than welcomed, as for any newcomers to the series, it will make the viewing experience that much more enjoyable and seamless as opposed to having to jump to a film and then back to the anime. But even with all that being said, this first episode was rather different indeed, as it contained events that were not present in the movie or even the manga. This is straight up anime exclusive content. The sort of thing that you might just call filler, but I don't want that to be associated with a negative connotation here because this was incredible, no doubt. A filling in of events prior to the train from the perspective of Rengoku, a concept that largely seemed to stem from providing reasoning for him having all those bentos on the train, which ultimately ended up being something really amazing. I mean, even as a manga fan, with the series having been completed, any bit of new Demon Slayer content at all is really appreciated. And it is all too clear that Ufotable did not play around with this episode one bit. As usual with this series, the visuals were absolutely stunning. And you know what, as someone who would have loved more Rengoku action prior to the train, this was perfect. In fact, there were so many moments of this episode that not only got me hype, but even gave me chills. From his constant outbursts of appreciation for delicious foods, to his train track chase of the demon, or even the parallels between himself and his father. There is just so much to love about all this. In fact, I'm left to wonder if the creator of the series, Gotoge themselves, had a hand in this as well. The isolated story structure of a Hashira on a mission being very similar to some of the one-shots they have made in the past, or at the very least ones that they have signed off on. Stories unlikely to be adapted by the anime that we have covered on the channel, so if you are interested in seeing Gyu Tomioka on a mission with Shinobu, or even Rengoku on his very first mission as a Demon Slayer, I highly suggest checking those out. Now, the demon in this episode was clearly way out of his league against a Hashira, and overall wasn't all too magnificent. The typical I'm the fastest around kind of villain that inevitably gets outclassed and defeated. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, especially when it comes to a one-episode threat. There is no reason to overcomplicate things. In fact, the simplicity of this enemy very much serves to exemplify the virtues of Rengoku not only as a Hashira, but as a person. When it came to the woman once assailed by the slasher, as opposed to only being concerned with her physical well-being, Rengoku clearly put thought into her long-term mental wellness as well. I mean, you have to understand that encountering a demon as a regular human in this world is incredibly traumatizing, and honestly only made that much worse when everyone in your life proceeds to gaslight you under the pretense that demons don't exist. But like Rengoku said, demons really shouldn't exist, and so the denouncing of their existence outright by the mass populace isn't the worst thing ever. People should not have to live in that sort of fear and terror, and that is precisely why the Demon Slayers strive to eliminate all demons. And again, Demon Slayer is such a beautiful anime that I'm not all too concerned with how the end product will end up looking, but I do wonder how it will compare to the visuals of the movie, which were incredible. But you know what, if this episode is any indication of what is to come, I would love to see the Mugen Train and its various elements further expanded upon. Now, for the sake of avoiding spoilers in case some of you haven't actually seen the film just yet, or are perhaps watching this video at a far later point, I've been avoiding talking about what's to come, but I will say that if they would like to, there is the potential to expand for sure. And I'd argue that this is one of those rare opportunities where manga fans have no reason to be upset with the creative liberties of an anime adaptation, considering we already received a very faithful rendition by way of the movie. And you know what, the short at the end of the episode was also pretty neat, as we received the sentiments of the various Hashira on Rengoku, and the fact that everyone likes him, even the more reserved members, which was pretty nice. I mean, it's hard to dislike such a forward yet genuine person, even if your personalities don't exactly blend. It's like when someone says they don't like dogs, but end up falling in love with one if exposed for too long. In the comments, please let us know how you feel about this start to Demon Slayer Season 2. We hope to cover the entire season on the channel, along with plenty of other Demon Slayer content to go along with it. We know a lot of you have enjoyed our Demon Slayer content in the past, and so hopefully you can look forward to what we have in mind. The best way to keep up with all that we do besides following us on Twitter and Instagram would be to subscribe to Plot Armor with notifications on, because when it comes to bringing you some of the best Demon Slayer content on the platform, Plot Armor has you covered. As always, I'm Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.